So welcome to the behind the scenes of Genius Network. We're going to introduce you to some of the things that we've been doing outside of the front lines of the community. And I think you should know about it because it's kind of cool. And so I got this guy right here to come on over and answer a few questions for you. The first you might be familiar with. Cal, why is Genius so important to you?
Genius is so important to me because it fills the gap that I didn't have after I had my stroke 13 years ago when I was 24. When I was early on in my recovery journey, I remember feeling not only sort of physically disabled, but I felt socially disconnected, and I felt like I didn't understand how to mesh what was previous me to what I wanted to be new me, and really I just felt incredibly isolated because everywhere I looked for other survivors, it was we were all connected by our symptoms and not really our stories. And so I reached out to other survivors of brain injury, stroke, other sorts of trauma, from burns events, domestic violence to the spinal cord injury, and other peeps in our global community touched by other sense of disability, and found that we had so much more than our symptoms to connect by. We had stories. And so I wanted to create a safe space, a safe and kind of sexy space where we could actually share those and become the leaders of the space to not only create change for ourselves, but hopefully change within the rest of the world.
Well, it's pretty obvious that you care about other survivors and that you've dedicated a lot of time to helping survivors. But Genius is so much more than a network of survivors who are helping each other out, sharing stories and connecting. Can you tell us a bit more about how you see Genius evolving, how it's already evolved and how you see it evolving?
Yeah. Well, I guess how it's evolved is that, as I said, I started by reaching out to literally 6 people from all around Australia, but then the US, Canada, France, and started a Facebook chat thread. I created a video of just some of those conversations that were really important, and from that chat thread, that became a group. And from that group, we have evolved into a business. So Genius Network is also a proprietary limited company. But most importantly, in 2020, we established ourselves as a foundation. So Genius Foundation, registered through the ACNC as a health promotion charity, recognized nationally, to essentially,
it's pretty cool.
It's pretty amazing because it's not a simple process, to become a registered charity, but really by establishing our foundation to essentially, assist in delivering this type of connection that we've got, but really to prevent, our main object as a charity is to prevent mental health disease or issues that arise from issues like, traumatic events such as a stroke and acquired brain injury. Really, where our intention is to alleviate suffering, grief, etc., through a sense of peer networking, peer connection, capacity building, increased resilience and mental health for people touched by all these life-changing experiences. And so our hope is to continue being able to do that and follow the objects of our charity for the infinite gain.
Of improving life after stroke and enriching life.
Yep.
There are many survivors at the moment who, like yourself, who are contributing to the community by sharing your story, providing advice, helping others, asking questions, attending coffee clubs, leading in the community, taking on a host role of the clubs, and many other things behind the scenes. In addition to that, we have a lot of survivors now who are contributing to the foundation on a monetary level. So that's what I want to ask you. How can we help? How can we be part of this vision to build a foundation that is predominantly peer-led and be part of the journey?
Just by being here right now, you're on this journey with us. You're part of this solution. But our strength is in our connection and building really a massive posse, a posse of peers who all want to proliferate positivity. No. This is about all of us being part of the solution and all of us starting to take ownership of this space that we're all creating and playing a role by joining our sustainability army of regular donors and contributors, financial contributors to the sustainability of our community.
Fantastic. I mean, because we've already been able to increase the number of coffee clubs, hosts, we want to train more people. We've got new exciting programs coming up that will be really fun to share with you. And so much more. So much more that holds the future.
Totally. There's so much that we can do together. And there is so much, as I said, our vision is a world where every single one of us is empowered, emotionally resilient and connected. And that includes all of our brothers and sisters all around the world in being part of that journey. And so really, the world's our oyster, but we can only do it when we do it together. So being part of our sustainability army really is the key to unlocking the rest of our journey ahead.
Yeah, so we'd like to invite you alongside many of our other survivors, supporters, clinicians, researchers to donate what you can afford on a regular basis to help us plan for our futures.
Yes, if you want to live in that world, click the link in the info description and join our sustainability army.